weather, we are looking at temperatures right now throughout Michiana, mostly everybody into the 70s. That one isolated area still in the 60s is Michigan City, and it's because they just saw that rain, that storm system move through, and it dropped their temperatures, as we see when we get rainfall like that, cools the air around it. So that's why they're cooler than everybody else. But southern portions of Michiana, 77 for our southern counties, southern areas, and temperatures today into the 80s, likely peaking near 90 degrees for the high. But the combination of heat and humidity, well, that's going to allow that heat index, or that feel like temperature today, to be well into the 90s for most of Michiana, especially some of our southern areas, going to see some of those warmer temperatures near 95 degrees for some isolated areas today. A little bit cooler than what we saw this weekend, but still warm, above average, and definitely humid conditions can be expected for your day today. And a look at our dew point forecast over the next 7 days. Well, the good news is we're seeing a decline in that humidity, in that moisture in the air, which is what that dew point tells us. Not going to be around for the next couple days, unfortunately. Still seeing that dew point at and above 70 degrees for tomorrow, which is when you feel that very tropical air. That's going to be the case again for the next few days, but we do start to see that steady decline in that dew point forecast. And by the time we get into late weekend and into early next week, down to the 50s for that dew point, it's going to feel very nice, very refreshing after the very humid summer that we've had around here in Michiana. We do have rain chances continuing, and right now, actually, that isolated storm that we're seeing in some northern portions of Michiana, low rain chances, isolated rain chances for the day, but we're mainly focused on the overnight hours and into Tuesday morning, where that's our best rain chance, 40% in the night. We're expecting to see a front move through, bringing some rainfall, bringing some storms in those overnight hours. Of course, something we're continuing to watch here, but that's been pretty consistent in the data. After Tuesday, rain chances are out of the forecast mostly through the end of the work week, even into the weekend as well. We're getting a look at that future track starting at 1 o'clock, so within the next hour, an isolated area seeing that rainfall, specifically those northern portions, which we're seeing on radar right now, continuing to see rather isolated or scattered at times showers, possibly some pop-up storms. And then later into our evening, 5 p.m., notice to our west some of that rainfall, also storms that will likely impact Illinois, Chicago. Most of that is expected to fizzle out by the time it reaches us here in Michiana, but this is the system we're focused on in the overnight hours. 11 p.m. watch as that front is making its way towards Michiana, bringing some of those scattered showers and some storms all the way through the evening, the overnight hours into the early morning hours of Tuesday. 7 a.m. out your door, very isolated, scattered rain chances, maybe the possibility of a storm around, but I do suspect those early morning hours of your Tuesday are going to be rather dry. This is mostly going to be an overnight rainfall, overnight storm event. So might wake some people up with some loud thunder, some lightning around, some heavy rainfall associated with what we're expecting that storm to bring overnight. Look at our 10-day forecast. Yeah, that heat really still sticking around tomorrow, today. But notice the very end of this 10-day forecast. I'm trying to highlight the good parts here, okay? 70s, 4 of them, 70s for those high temperatures coming up later this weekend and into next work week. I think everyone would be excited for the lower humidity, the lower